And they're saying happiness, yay! But happiness as a result of moving on from things that you cared about deeply, or maybe you still care about, but you're like finally enthusiastically following your instincts and your intuition and kind of saying, you know what, I'm ready for something new. And so that's really, really good for you. Blessings will come as a result of it. You're going to be happier as a result. They're saying like you've planted the seeds in order to like restore the karmic balance. So whether this is somebody that like hurt you, you know, and now you're finally kind of releasing that resentment and you're starting to move on to something new, karmically, everything's going to balance out for you. Okay. Now, if you were a person who was shitty to somebody else, that's not good news. But the people who watch tarot readings, for the most part, are trying to grow and evolve as human beings and be the best versions of themselves. So I would assume that for most of you, this is a really good thing, right? So the seeds that you're planting, they might not pay off right away, okay? The wonderful things that are coming for you as a result of kind of clearing out old shitty energy and stepping into new energy with enthusiasm and love and light and following your guidance, those things are going to pay off, but not necessarily immediately. But the good thing about this, about having that patience and just kind of waiting for, you know, the karmic scales to tip in your favor slowly but surely, is that they will tip in your favor to a greater capacity than you even thought. So I want to show you something specific about this deck. You see how she comes to the tree that she planted as a seedling to get all of these apples out of here. Okay. And she comes with a basket thinking these little pentacle apples are going to be small, that she can put them all in one basket. Each one is bigger and better and more bright and glowy than she even thought they could be. One won't even fit in a basket. Okay. So whatever it was that you were expecting to pay off for you karmically, multiply that by 7. And that's what's coming for you down the road. So it might take a little bit of time. And one other thing I wanted to mention, but I almost forgot, is it might come into your life in a squirrely, kind of mischievous sort of way. Something doesn't seem like it's going to be really good, and then all of a sudden, like super, super lucky, okay? But these things are going to start to pay off for you. So what kind of vibes are you putting out to other people in the month of March? And they're saying that maybe you're not entirely done yet. But this is a process. You're using the month of March to step out of old energy into new, better energy. So what is the lesson here for you in regards to that sort of theme? And they're saying abundance. I think Capricorn had this too, where it's like a good affirmation for yourself is, I'm a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I desire into physical reality. And that right there is proof. You've already planted the seeds for this, and everything's about to start paying off. So radiating that joy and enthusiasm for what you know is going to come, even though you can't see it, will be very, very good for you. They're saying, you know, maybe in the past, you had spent a good amount of time, you know, caring about people or giving to people, you know, beyond what you should have based on what you're getting back from them. Okay. But now that your focus is becoming more clear on, you know, like focusing on the people that add value to your life or to your situation, or, you know, to your own self, now things are tipping in your favor. Everything's working out. Yay. So that's just kind of generally the feeling. What's going on with your finances? They're saying finances might not be, like something's going on that isn't normal in regards to your finances. They're saying changes are occurring, but they will be for the better. You might not necessarily love change. A lot of people don't love change. But they're saying if you can shift your perspective, you can actually see the good things as a result of this. So it doesn't necessarily say if it's going to feel good or not. But this could play out in multiple ways. This could be a promotion, although maybe scary because you don't know exactly how you're going to like, you know, your new schedule or something like that. This could be maybe you get fired, but as a result, you find a job that was way better suited for you and you get paid more. That sort of a thing. Something's not, you know, as predictable or normal as you would usually expect in regards to your finances, but it's actually a really good thing. So this could be something like maybe you file your taxes and you have to pay in a lot of money. But then it's like, okay, let me shift my perspective here. The fact that I have to pay a shit ton of taxes means that I'm making a shit ton of money, which is really good because that means that I'm growing, that I'm achieving, that, I'm heading down a path of abundance. It's a different way to reframe the situation. Or conversely, maybe you messed up your taxes, which sucks. Like it freaks you out. You're like, oh my God, am I going to get audited? But then, somebody catches the error and you get money back that you weren't expecting. It could be anything like that, where there's like this little bit of an element of like, resisting change, but it's all for the better. So that's fantastic. What do you need to keep in mind in regards to this to kind of help keep you calm as we go through these financial changes? And they're saying, this is actually a month where you want to continue to strive and push hard. Now, I want to find out if that's true after the 22nd of March when the Mercury retrograde hits. Should you still continue to push hard? No, only up until the 22nd of March, okay? Now, let's look at your love life. If you are a single Sagittarius, they're saying, don't worry about being single. They're saying, worry about being really honest and clear in your communications with other people, and also trust your intuition this month. It's going to be stronger because of Pisces being in essentially everything. They say what you need to be looking for is something very stable and long lasting in regards to relationships this month. If you're feeling like, you know what, I'm not ready for a long-term, like cohabitation type of relationship, then probably you want to just take a break from looking for a relationship at all in the month of March, because the energy of March, it's saying, is helpful to draw in the kind of person that you would live with and eventually potentially marry, have kids with, that kind of a thing, okay? Like a very stable and secure longer term relationship where you end up sharing your money and stuff like that. So they're saying, like, if this is not what you're wanting, it's a good month to kind of take a break and focus on yourself and your own individual personal goals. What kind of vibes are you putting out to other people? They're saying that you're very emotionally balanced, yet still fiery and passionate and sexy. So that's good. But also like that you have like a subtle sexiness where the more time that they spend with you, the more they're going to grow an attraction to you. So that's kind of interesting. It makes like this allure where people, after they meet you, can't get enough of you. So if you're needing some attention, that's fantastic. What do you need to keep in mind in regards to your love life? They're saying that there's a little bit of an imbalance, okay? So you might be thinking like, this is what I want, this is what I want, and you're toggling back and forth instead of being focused on that middle ground or something like that. Or you got to pick a pole, right? You can't be like jit-jotting back and forth, but it's not really your fault because it's astrology. Pisces energy is going this way and this way and this way and this way and this way. It's like Pisces is in fucking everything except for the moon this month. So it's normal to kind of be all over the place a little bit and feel a little bit imbalanced. Now, for those of you who are coupled Sagittarius, what do we have? They're saying like you might not want to talk about things related to the home, related to money, related to work, related to purchases. You just don't feel like it. You don't have the energy. You don't want to do this with your partner. But ultimately, here's the issue. If you don't get what you want. And so they're saying part of you thinks like, by not bringing this stuff up, I'm not going to be crabby and I'm going to create like a more harmonious and happy environment between me and my partner, just like, ignoring things and, pretending like everything's wonderful. But they're like in the longer term, this is so similar to what Capricorns have. You're just kicking the can down the road. It's going to be an issue you're going to have to deal with later. And the longer you wait, the worse off you're going to be. And so these are conversations that you have to have with your partner about, practical things, about things like schedules, doctor's appointments, finances, buying a house or a car, investing money, pulling money out of a 401k, that kind of a thing. It's very important for you. Whether you're going to have children or not, that sort of thing. It's very, very important. I'm getting for somebody, it's really important to talk about adoption or foster care. So if that's you, and maybe your partner wants that or you want that, but you don't want to argue about it, you have to talk about it in the in the month of March before the 18th, which today is the 9th, which leaves you 9 days. So 9 days to work up that vigor and strength to do that. Okay. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, how is your partner perceiving you? And they're saying, yeah, that you just don't want to, you don't want to talk about it. But you know, that you are a good communicator if forced to, that you will be honest with them. But they're just kind of perceiving that you don't want to move down this path and that you are avoiding drama. They're very tuned into your energy this month. And they're saying, though, a decision does have to be made, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it means your life is going to change, and even if it's something that you're not excited about making. Like if it's a decision you don't want to make, you have to this month. There's just no way around it. Because if you don't, you're going to really regret not having taken the time to do that, okay? So what is the challenge then going to be between you and your partner? And they're saying to feel happy and to know that you're on the right path. So what are some sort of signs that can help you to know that you're on the right path? And they're saying by focusing exclusively on you and your partner and not the opinions of other people. Okay, because somebody else is influencing kind of your thinking here. Okay, and that can't happen because they might not be right. Who's more important, this outside energy or your partner? You know, so think of it that way. All right, what's going on with you emotionally or in regards to your personal growth and development in March? And they're saying you know exactly what's going on here. They're saying intuitively you're being guided. And again, this energy of not caring about what other people have to say. You know what's right for you. And that's where you need to go with your energy. They're saying it might be hard to express love with all of these things going on in regards to your finances and your home and your schedule and your stability. And, you know, what are we bringing into our life? But like all these new things that are potentially coming through. But if you remain confident, even though you don't have new ideas, like confident in what is important to you, things will pan out the way that they're supposed to. Now, what do you need to keep in mind? And they're saying that you really, really can manifest whatever you want into your life. This energy of abundance is very strong for you in the month of March. And it doesn't necessarily mean abundance in regards to finances, although it can. It could be an abundance of love, of luck, of time, of, you know, fun, whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So if you don't have a vision board, put all the things you want on it this month. That'd be a fun project.